The ghost. Garuda said to Lord Rayana, Narayan, now please tell me as to how the who falls in the category of ghost could be redeemed from this stage. Please also enlighten me on the various forms of ghost and their characteristic features. Whereupon the Lord said, now I tell you about the various identification marks and forms of ghosts. Their physical appearance seems like mere on the wind, and hence it is not easily describable. Afflicted with hunger and thirst, they reach near their kin and enter the house. At times their visage appears quite formed. Although all men's dream, some of them find in their dreams tied in chains and feel hungry. They are normally distressed by the ghost. He who dreams travel as able experience though he is being tossed up the sky or dream himself dies amidst his relation gets troubled by the ghost. When one dreams such dreams and beheld the animals going out of the house, and one should realize that his or her being is possessed by some ghostly spirit. He when dream traveling astrid or as rideable and experience as though he is being tossed up in the sky and dream himself dies amidst his relation gets or troubled by his ghost. When some dreams, such dreams are beholds the animals going out of the house, and one should realize that his or her being is possessed by some ghostly spirits. O Garuda, when someone well versed in the holy Vedas offer liberation from their spirits, it gets released from its ghostly form. Remember those ghosts that are unsatisfied, hungry, thirsty, desiring the fulfillment of any wish trouble their close relations. When astral satisfactions they cease troubling their kin and kin. On the contrary, when some ghosts are released from their eerie form, they even provide additional benefits and help to their relations in the modern forms. These beings would, having realized the affliction that the ghost is suffering from and don't do anything to release him suffering, the deadly sick consequences. Sometimes, even after getting released from their acute form, the ghost suffers deprivation. Some ghosts have been bad deed while dissipated in the Yamaram. After dissipated in the Yamaram. Thereupon, Garuda asked the Lord as to what one should do to get relief from the ghost. The Lord advised him that the best way to get the desired reliefs was constantly chanting Gayatri mantra. The mantra is veritable God in effect, and its chanting protects someone's interest. O Lord, how one fall in the forms of ghostly existence. Garuda replied that, Lord, the consequence of one's evil deed lead him to the form. Those that destroy the beautiful public place, park, temple, and eating joint often suffer their form due to their wild deed. Those that cut a wetland tree or a jungle teeming with a wetland tree suffer his form. They are also become ghosts but are born in the next birth as Pariya, Chandan, and those are killed by the dacoits or thieves also get their ghostly form. In the context I narrate you are incident. Dharmaraj Yudhishthira had once asked his grandfather Bhishma as to the consequence of which deeds make the soul adopt to ghostly forms and how that soul is related from the acquired existence. Replying in the questions, Bhishma said, in this context, I tell you a historic event. In older times, there was a Brahmana called Santapta. He dwelt in the forest in order to complete his penance. He was a very pious, lone, righteous, but he was always in the dread of suffering the wretched existence. And he would go to the Yamaram. He was a nobleman, but he had to fear in the heart for some unknown reason. This made lapsed. This way lapsed many years. Then one day, that Brahma Santapta thought, why don't I visit various holy tirthas? So I had went on pilgrims. One day following is bowing to the rising sun after having a bath in the holy water, he espied five deadly ghosts looking at him. Although he was visibly frightened, he had gathered his courage and asked them, what wild it made you suffer this horrible form? This ghost replied, yes, it is a consequence of our vile deed and demeanor of our moral life. We always hated others. With the results, we even remain hunger and thirsty. We had become the dim-sighted that we couldn't even recognize the directions. We are totally at a loss to know as to where we should go. We have nobody to guide us. Then, giving the details of the vile act and their names, the first one said, since I always fed the Brahmanas on the stale and rotten food, it is a form. My name is Par Yushthit. Second said, I always deceived others. So I was named Sochi Mukha. Third question, I would always get away seeing a hungry Brahmana in market. So I named Shi Krahat. The fourth said, I named Rohak because I would always serve and eat the best edibles and in my relation's house. Fifth one said, I named Lehaha because whenever anyone demanded anything from me, I would start writing on the earth. Then they further said it is due to the vile act that we got this might horrible acute form. But curiously enough, as we behead you, we got back our consciousness. Now you can ask us anything that you desire. Brown and Santapta said, what's your food? Because the food is necessary to survive in any existence. They replied, we subsist on the edible consigned to flames, though the Havana and the Paglum and excreta. We take food where we find filthy conditions. We get food from those houses where there is no pity and where people don't read the Vedas and where no holy yagas are performed, where there is no decorum or property maintained. We go get our fulfill from those houses. Greed, anger, infatuation, fear, sorrow, or emotions that unsustain the form. Where people are possessed by these vices, we get our food from the houses. Even the filthiest inedible food would be our food. But now, having seen you, we have grown averse to those vile inflections. Now tell us what we should do to get out of this ghostly existence. The Brahmana that advised him, he who observed a holy fast Visratas never fall into the ghostly existence. He who performs the yagas, maintain meals and wells for the benefit of wayfarers, and who contribute to have nalbhai, virgin, married, and who help people get educated never fail in the ghostly forms. But a calumniators of the Vedas, the Brahmanas and the cows, the usurpers of the others' property, the traitors, the slayers of the cow, the one who copulates with the Guru's wife is invariably followed the form. Bhishmaji said while this conversion was going on, suddenly the flowers were shown from the skis and the pretas were released from their deadly existence. The moral of the story is that even the ghost could release from their deadly form if they happen to get noble company. Garuda then asked, why even the noble die untimely? Why the human lifespan remains so less in Kali Yuga? Narayana said, man lives for his ordinary years on the moral plane, but he can always enhance or curtail his stay on the moral plane by his noble and evil deed. He who doesn't follow the ordinary path of the community and category one of the born is has this life substantially curtailed. Nevertheless, it must be realized that he who is born in the mortal world must die one day, no matter if he is a king or a pauper or a scholar or a dunce. The Gandhiji inquired about the post-mortem rituals of the being who expired in his and her childhood. The Lord said, Garudaji. The Lord said, if a child dies even before his tonsure ceremony could be performed, his body could be buried. And in all the postmortem ceremonies, only milk-based libation should be made. However, if an tonsure ceremony of the descendant has been completed before his death, for the sole satisfaction of other boy of his age could be fed on food and milk. If the deceased dies at 5 years of the age, the formal funeral ceremony should be performed. Remember, that is, all the ceremonies got Eastern picture duly concreted must be donated to the Brahman with the title of gold kept in it. In the case of donation of a picture made of gold is in the impossible proportion. The satisfies Yamaraj and the decrease is not thrown in the ghostly existence.